Merrimack Valley Open Mic.
From the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, 97.9 WHAV FM presents the new Open Mic Show with Bill Macek. Make your voice heard. Call 978-374-1900. That's 978-374-1900.
Hey, we are back again.
Am I on the air this time, Billy?
Yes, you
last
are.
time you had me muted.
No, it wasn't me. It was not the other people around here.
The other people that didn't want me on the air?
We're not technical. We're not the techs.
No, but I wish I was more technical.
I don't want to blame the producer or anybody
But Chris
else.
is fantastic at what he does. Do you ever listen to his show on Friday nights?
I did. I was actually in cutting the promo for tonight.
On Friday night?
On Friday.
And you heard his show?
Yeah.
He plays some good music.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Hey, you going to talk about the bakery tonight?
the bakery.
Yeah.
You mean
The cake that we give away.
Yes. LBD's second generation Italian bakery in Bradford Square on South Main Street, and we're giving away one of their cakes. It's not tonight. We don't give it away.
No,
You're going to give it away next week.
No. Well, yeah, because the 27th, you and I are not here. We're both on vacation.
Right.
We're going to
Right. So give it away
Tahiti
next week.
together, you and I.
Yeah. Well,
Have you told your wife yet?
They've had some trouble, with the earthquakes and
We may not be able to get back into the
tsunamis
country.
or whatever's going on down there. So we have to.
That would be a nice name.
We got to
for
rethink that.
Tsunami.
Tsunami.
Yeah.
Tsunami.
So, anyways,
So we're going to give away. If anybody has a birthday next month, which would be
September or an anniversary.
Call it in. Speak to our producer, Chris, 978-374-1900. That's the number to call, and just get the name in. Chris will ask a few other questions and write it on the registration slip, and then you'll draw the winner next week.
Next week on the 20th, we will be drawing, so make sure you get your name in, or the person that you want to have win that cake.
It doesn't have to be a relative. It can be a friend, somebody you know, somebody you're just trying to embarrass.
What if it's your mistress? Can you call in and get your mistress a cake?
Well, why not?
So you want your cake and eat it too.
Anyway, so we've got the cake giveaway from LBD's second generation Italian bakery, where they have fantastic food. No matter what you get, whether it's a cake, whether it's bread, whether it's pastries, they got it all there. So always the place to go when you're looking for goodies, right?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
You know what? I will surprise you because your birthday is October 12th.
Yeah.
And October 12th.
Are you going to call my name in next month?
I will call your name in, but instead of the 7-inch cake, I'm going to ask for those lemon cookies that you said you're in love with.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That'd be good. Yeah. I'll take a box of those. Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Even if you don't win, Billy, I will get you that for your birthday.
Right.
I figure you're
Who
deserving
do you think
of that.
started the idea of lighting your birthday dessert on fire?
A pyromaniac.
It
was the same. It was the same person. You know when it all started?
Light the dessert on fire before we eat it.
It all started in Chicago in 1906.
Really, with the
when
Chicago
you thought
fire?
it was Mrs. Brown's cow that kicked over the lantern, it wasn't. It was a birthday party going on, and somebody lit the cake on fire. Up went the drapes, and they went the city.
Well, listen, let me get back to what we have tonight, because we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to bring in our first guest, who is congressional candidate Dan Koh. He's everywhere, and he's here tonight.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. And so Dan is running hard to be the next U.S. representative, which is a congressman.
Third Congressional
District, taking over for Nikki Tsongas, who's retiring.
September 4th.
Yeah. And,
day after Labor Day.
Well, she's not retiring September 4th. She's not retiring until next year when inauguration. But September 4th, the day after Labor Day, is the big election. Mm-hmm. There are 10 Democrats running for that one seat. And it's going to be, you got to get the vote out because it's going to be splintered with that many candidates.
And the day after Labor Day, I imagine it's going to be a small vote.
Right. So it'll be a smaller vote, yeah. A lot of people are going to have to go to work because they've been off for a long weekend.
Right.
A lot of people are going to be hungover, so they can't go to work or to vote because...
You having a cookout at your house on the 4th?
No.
I can see where they'd be hungover.
The 4th? The 4th is
the
over.
The 3rd, I'm sorry. I think the 4th is Independence
it's called
Day.
Labor,
it's
Labor
American
Day.
style.
It's Labor Day.
Now, where did Labor Day come from? That sounds like a socialist kind of thing.
I don't know. I think maybe Donald Trump invented it. But
is that a good thing or a bad thing?
We got to move on right now. So we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with Dan Koh on the Open Mic Show right here on WHAV 97.9 FM. Chris. Hey, Chris. Break. Turn the monitors up. Thank you.
Open mic.
Bill Macek and the new Open Mic will be right back. Get in on the action. Call 978-374-1900. If you're enjoying this program, consider becoming a WHAV member right now. Just click on the membership tab at WHAV.net.
Catch the wave.
Would it surprise you to know radio still reaches more than 90% of people in every age group every week? It's a fact. And 97.9 WHAV FM's target audience averages 92%. While other media are cutting back, area residents turn to WHAV for local news, information, and entertainment they cannot find elsewhere. Add what has been called the halo effect of public radio, and listeners find business messages more credible and trustworthy than other forms of advertising. For a no-obligation assessment about how WHAV can help your business reach more people than all other local media combined, call 978-374-1900 or visit WHAV.net. Community Spotlight is sponsored by Unicare Life and Health Insurance Company.
Community Spotlight.
Crafts and artists wanted for Tattersall Farm Day. Tattersall Farm seeks crafters and artisans to participate in this fall's annual Farm Day coming up on Sunday, September 9th. In addition to the sale of handmade pieces, Tattersall plans farming and beekeeping demos, pony and hay rides, and live entertainment. Crafters can call Kathy at 978-374-2390 extension 11 for an application. Someone you know is on WHAV. To submit or read your own nonprofit announcements, click on the Contact tab at WHAV.net or email news@WHAV.net. In the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, this is Eric Scott.
Support for WHAV is brought to you by Unicare Life and Health Insurance Company. For nearly 30 years, Unicare has provided health benefits to people insured through the Group Insurance Commission. Unicare is proud to be serving over 170,000 GIC members, retirees, and their families.
97.9 WHAV.
Catch the wave. WHAV. Open mic.
From the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, 97.9 WHAV FM presents the new Open Mic Show with Bill Macek. Make your voice heard. Call 978-374-1900. That's 978-374-1900.
Okay, we are back from the break, and this is the Open Mic Show. I'm Bill Macek. Bill Ellis is my co-host, and sitting right here in the middle, we have our guest for the hour, Dan Koh, who is a congressional candidate for the 3rd Massachusetts District, which is the Nikki Tsongas seat, right?
Yes, it is.
All right.
I'm honored to be
Welcome
here.
back, Dan. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Pleasure.
Good to see you.
And how's it? You know, the campaign seems to be picking up steam. I see your signs, I see your commercials, and you're like everywhere.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that we're almost done. We got about, I think, 22 days left now,
Yes.
which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, stay right on that.
And, really, really excited for the days and weeks to come, and trying to earn every single vote, knock as many doors as I can, shake as many hands as we can, and we're lucky to have a really great group of people, both volunteers and staff, who are out there spreading our message around good jobs and good health care and standing up to the president and things we're seeing in D.C. every day.
Well, you got your mailers going on. I've been getting those. I gave Bill all of them to look at, and we are.
We have a birthday call.
We have a birthday call.
Jan, when's your birthday?
My birthday, January 1st.
Really, the 1st of January. You know what? You did you plan that? Because you missed out on your folks missed out on the tax benefit.
They did.
Wow.
I was always kind of a pain to my parents growing up, so I'm sure that's another one of the things that I did.
God bless you.
Let me see. I'm going to try to give you
raise it so people can hear his
voice. Talk into
voice.
that mic a little bit more, Dan. I want to try to give you more.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Oh.
Is that any better?
There you go.
Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. There we are. All right. Okay. All right. So I want to make sure every word you say is heard, Dan.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, it's important, right? Now, so September 4th
Yes, sir.
Day after Labor Day.
Day after Labor Day, it's a tough primary day because
It is.
a lot of people are going to be away or thinking about just getting back to school and getting back to work, and so it's on us to make sure that we are putting together the best campaign to get the word out there and to mobilize as many people as possible so that we get out the vote.
Okay, what are the key things you want our listeners and viewers tonight to remember about you? What is your message? What do you stand for? Why should they vote for you?
I'm very fortunate. My family comes from two different parts of the world, Lebanon and Korea. They couldn't have looked more different. They couldn't have spoken a more different language. The one thing they had in common is they believed in this country. And my great-grandfather came to Lawrence, Massachusetts. He worked in the mills. His son, my grandfather, served in World War II in Korea, opened up a small business in Lawrence, Massachusetts, Aragayani Associates, which my mom and her two brothers run today. My family's lived the American dream. As a result, a Korean Lebanese guy has a chance to be a congressman from his hometown district. That's the American dream, and I really do believe that American dream is under attack today. And so I think we need to be fighting for the things that make the American dream possible. I think that's good quality, affordable health care for everyone. I think that means a good, well-paying job and an economy that works for everyone. And I also believe it's standing up to this president and the things we're seeing every day. And that's something that's a real concern for me and something that I've been focused on this whole campaign.
Now, Dan, how do you feel that the American dream is being attacked?
Well, look, it's very clear that when you look at the data, that's much better.
That's better.
It's very clear when you look at the data, especially when it comes to inequality and economic mobility, that people aren't able to experience that economic mobility anymore. People are really, really struggling. You see constantly productivity rising in our country while wages are staying flat. And I think that's wrong. And we're seeing inequality at record levels. And I think what we need to do is make sure that we're creating the kind of government and the kind of programs in which working class people in this country really do have the ability to get a leg up. And I don't think that's happening today.
And how long has that been going on for?
I think it's been going on for quite a while. If you actually look at where the bifurcation of productivity and wage growth happened, it was in the mid-1980s under the Reagan-era tax cuts, and I worry that the Trump-era tax plan is just going to make that even worse.
And the Democrats that were in the White House in that period of time, what did they do to help rectify that problem?
Well, look, I think you're seeing the undoing of a lot of the President Obama's policies in the long term happening under President Trump, and everything from his latest tax plan to how he's pulling out of the Paris Climate Accords to literally cutting funding for workforce development in this country, which helps people get training that's really important. I think these are these things that help make the American dream possible for people who may not have that opportunity, and I think it's things that we need to pursue, especially in this era of technology coming that will significantly disrupt the workforce in the next 5 to 10 years.
I'm looking through your literature and how you've attacked the president. Mm-hmm. Is there anything that he's done in there while in office so far that you've liked?
Well, the one part of the tax plan that I think is a big opportunity that was actually originally proposed by Cory Booker is the Opportunity Zones program. It's a program that exists as part of the tax plan to help community leaders and local business people to build housing and build office space and attract new jobs to different areas that are in need of economic development. Haverhill is on that list, Lowell's on that list, Methuen's on that list, Gardner and Fitchburg are also on that list. These are opportunities to really allow for good, responsible jobs to come to different parts of this district and really help jumpstart that kind of development that we think we need to see in so many areas of our gateway cities.
How about the unemployment rate dropping for everybody, including minorities?
I think the concern that I have is if you look at some of the data that's come out of it, the wages continue to stay flat, and that's the real area that would help solve this inequality that we're seeing in this country. And so my concern is that we're not seeing wages increase relative to all of the other indicators that we're seeing so far.
Okay, do you feel though that if wages increase, say for instance, like the people, summarize McDonald's, if they go up to $15 per hour, they're going to have to cut back on the amount of people working there?
Well, look, I think that we can have a longer conversation about the economics of this, but I believe in a $15 minimum wage. What was passed by Governor Baker was a gradual increase. And then again, if you look at the retention rates of workers, if you look at workers' ability to then be able to actually have a ability to spend the money, and quite frankly, I think we should actually have the mentality that no one who works 40 hours a week in this country should live in poverty, and that's what we're seeing today. So I believe that this $15 minimum wage act that's been passed is a responsible one. It's going to increase over time, and it's going to allow to help, I think, at least do a small part in helping to close inequality that I think we need.
Do you think, though, that with the unemployment rate has dropped, though you said that you haven't seen that the rate of pay has increased at all, But you give credit to Donald Trump for that unemployment rate dropping?
I don't. I think that we're seeing, we've seen under President Obama, quite frankly, the beginning of the market growth. I don't believe that this is a long-term growth in the market. I think we're going to see, whether it be through foreign policy or whether it be through a number of different factors that we're seeing right now. I mean, for example, the president likes to take a big victory lap around the 4% projected annualized GDP that he saw last quarter, when in reality his tariffs and his threats of a trade war actually caused more raw materials to get bought because people were panicking about the incremental effects of that over the course of the year. So I think we need to really take a hard look under the hood of what's causing some of this, and actually realize, in my belief actually, is that this is not a sustainable approach.
So you feel that a lot of the positive things that have been happening under his administration were a carryover from Obama's administration?
I do.
And when Obama came out and said, how is Trump going to create more jobs, where was the magic wand going to come from? But now it's happened. So how do you explain where Obama downplayed any growth in the job market, but now it's happened?
I think when you talk to people around this district, they will tell you that they are struggling, that they're having trouble paying their medical bills, they're having trouble making ends meet, and I don't think you talk to a lot of people in this district right now who are really feeling positive effects of the economy.
Right, but the medical, costs going up, I thought that was supposed to have come down, stabilized, and folks were supposed to save $2,500 a year through Obamacare.
I think it would if this president weren't hell-bent on undoing all of the different effects of the positive benefits of Obamacare, like the individual mandate that was repealed, that was the entire basis of Obamacare, that this president did as a result of slowly dissecting the very things that allowed 23 million people in this country to have quality, affordable health care. This is a president who tried to repeal that. If not for John McCain, he would have been successful in doing so. And I feel as if the number one issue in our district right now is people's access to good quality, affordable care, and that this president is fundamentally trying to take that away from, at the very least, 23 million Americans. And if you talk to people throughout this district, they will tell you that when it comes to prescription drug prices, when it comes to premiums, when it comes to all of the instability in the market, that people are really struggling. And I think that's a huge problem. And I think we need someone in D.C. who wants to fight to make sure that everyone in this district has access to good quality, affordable health care.
Dan, let me ask you a question about something. I'm going to switch the topic a little bit.
Sure.
There is a possibility, there's a lot of discussion right now, that the Democrats will take the House.
Yep.
And if that happens, will you support Nancy Pelosi?
So I think the issue, the larger issue here is that if and when the Democrats take back the House, it's going to be a very exciting moment, I think, because I believe we can promote and pursue a more progressive agenda. I do support Speaker Pelosi in that pursuit, because I think we need someone in there who knows how to do the job on day one and to be effective. We just had this conversation about healthcare. Healthcare is an issue that Speaker Pelosi championed, and because of her, there's 23 million more people in this country who have access to good quality, affordable care. So I do. At the same time, I do believe that we need more diverse young voices at all aspects of D.C., including leadership. Certainly, I wouldn't be running if I didn't feel that way.
Right.
So I think that we need to have more of those voices at the table. And, I think the Democratic Party needs to refocus its message on jobs. It needs to be the party of working class people and jobs again, especially in this era of technology, where estimates show that within the next 5 to 10 years, 10 to 20 million jobs will be automated away. I think the Democrats can and should have a very progressive and aggressive policy around saying that if you lose a job through no fault of your own, we will help pay for you to have the education, to be able to have the training, to have jobs of the future. And I think we're going to have more and more people who are going to suffer from the loss of employment as a result of technology.
How do you feel about the district and the Merrimack River in particular, and assisting the communities that are all being told, including Haverhill and other communities upriver, we all have to do something to clean it, make it even cleaner. It's the combined sewer overflow is what they're looking to stop, and I get it, and I think it's a good thing, but it's costing us millions and millions of dollars as a community. If we don't follow the plan and come up with a contract with them for phases, we end up having the threat of an even bigger fine, and yet the federal government, who's mandating this, won't even let us borrow the money at a low interest rate. We have to find it ourselves, through bonding usually. But do you think the federal government maybe should be a little bit more in touch with its own country?
100%. And I think you as a city councilor know this. You've served on the city council for a very long time. You understand fundamentally what I think D.C. should understand. which is that you know specifically if you had more resources where you'd allocate them, and that every single municipality in this district is in dire need of more resources. And so I think it's incumbent upon a federally elected official of this seat to be able to advocate for those resources, to have conversations with you, Councilor, and say, how can I help you, not the other way around. My concern is that DC is filled with people who are more excited to be spending their time on TV screaming about how bad the other side is than actually figure out ways to deliver for their district. With regard to federal funding, absolutely. You know, when we talk about infrastructure and infrastructure bills, we often talk about roads and bridges, but things like piping and pipelines and water treatment should be a huge conversation part of that. It should also be around school buildings, which I think, as you know, Councilor, through your work in the City Council, school buildings are constantly under code. They're constantly underfunded, and municipalities simply don't have the money to be able to renovate or build new schools. You're lucky if they're in the hundreds of millions of dollars these days for that. And so I think it's incumbent upon the federal government to be able to create the resources to be able to make sure that public schools throughout this district are able to get the resources they need to actually bring them to the point in which kids aren't going to school worried about their ceiling crumbling or lead in their water, which is happening every single
That's
day.
great to hear, because, you know, we did get a new school, and I walk into that school and I go one down
Right.
and maybe 3 or 4 more to go, because
Right.
you want to also have a level playing field between the education that a child can get because of the facility that it's learning in.
And you know, the Mass School Building Authority, which you know very well, is responsible for being able to allocate capital monies to different school projects throughout the state. But they will tell you always that there's just not enough money in the Mass School Building Authority to do all the projects that they want. That's where the federal government can and should come in to supplement that funding. You know, every single state in this union has some version of funding school infrastructure, and for some reason we lose that conversation in the larger national conversation about what infrastructure is, and I think education infrastructure should be a key part of that discussion.
Yeah, that's
One of the things that upsets me more than anything else is when you hear about a teacher having to reach into their pocket to buy school supplies.
And
That to
Haverhill
me,
teachers have to do that
and that
to a
to
certain
me,
point.
you know, I've made a comment before. We've had some other congressional candidates here that maybe there's some corporations in the city of Haverhill that should maybe adopt schools and to help out with that cost. Well, Billy, we have a break coming up, but when we get back, I'm going to talk to you about Tommy Menino.
All right.
All right, sounds great.
We'll be right back. This is the Open Mic Show on WHAV 97.9 FM.
Open mic.
Bill Macek and the new Open Mic will be right back. Get in on the action. Call 978-374-1900. If you're enjoying this program, consider becoming a WHAV member right now. Just click on the membership tab at whav.net.
It's 6:31.
Catch the wave.
Hi, Tom Bergeron here. I started at WHAV in 1972, and look, WHAV's still here, but it won't be if you don't help support it. Go to whav.net, become a contributor. Keep us going.
AutoFair Subaru of Haverhill has been an active member in the community for years. It's proud to partner with great organizations like Veterans Northeast Outreach Center, Make-A-Wish Foundation, and Katydid Foundation of Haverhill. These selfless charities are vital to our community, and AutoFair takes great pride in helping. AutoFair Subaru encourages everyone to see what they can do to help make our city and the surrounding areas a better place for everyone. There's a list of supported charities at autofairsubaru.com.
Wave weather.
Now your wave weather forecast for Haverhill and the Merrimack Valley. Tonight, about a 50% chance of more rain showers as those waves of rain just keep on coming. Some more ponding of water likely as well. Fog should develop as temperatures drop into the middle 60s. Tuesday, more of an isolated chance of showers and thunderstorms, but the cloud cover sticking around, making for a dreary sight. Right around 81 for the high. We'll drop back into the lower to middle 60s on Tuesday night. We should be mainly dry though, some more fog. On Wednesday, mostly cloudy to partly cloudy skies, an isolated shower in the afternoon, and warmer, high temperatures near 90. I'm WHAV meteorologist Brian Ivy. Your next wave weather in 30 minutes.
Your membership enables WHAV to remain local and independent. Consider joining at WHAV.net.
WHAV
Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, 97.9 WHAV FM presents the new Open Mic Show with Bill Macek. Make your voice heard. Call 978-374-1900. That's 978-374-1900.
And we're back on the Open Mic Show on WHAV. I'm Bill Macek, and Bill Ellis is here. We're co-hosting, and our guest this hour is Dan Koh, congressional candidate for the 3rd Massachusetts District here. And we are looking for a replacement for Nikki Tsongas because she's retiring.
Yep.
And you want that job.
I do, and I do because we were talking before the break about Tom Menino. I've been very fortunate to work for 3 people who I think are politicians in the best sense. Ted Kennedy was a guy, I was his mailroom intern. What I saw first and foremost was seeing how much he cared about individual constituents, helping them, addressing every issue. I worked for Mayor Menino as his advisor, and I saw from that the guy knew absolutely every place to go to help every individual person. You could say, Mayor, we have a big squirrel infestation in Roxbury, and he'd know exactly who to call to solve that problem. Mm-hmm. And then most recently, as Mayor Walsh's chief of staff for the last 4 years, sure, there's so many great things that he did for the city, but I think most importantly, he was a human being who gave his cell phone out number to everyone and was there for people if they needed help. He's a recovering alcoholic, would still go to Alcoholics Anonymous meetings twice a week. And
Are you actually supposed to say that?
Yeah, he's very open about it.
Okay, because I thought that was anonymous.
No, but he's very vocal about it, and he's very open about it, and I think that was really inspirational for me to see how his example was on that, and I think that's the kind of politician that every single politician should be. It should be about people. Last time I was on the show, I gave my cell phone number out, and I'll give it again. It's 978-225-7455. The reason why I give it out is because I really believe that people should be accessible, and that if you're elected to D.C. by people, that the least you could do is be responsive to people, and I don't think D.C. has that mentality anymore, and I think that's wrong.
Well, we talked about Tommy Menino.
But wait, before we get into Tommy Menino, we do have a call.
All right, let's talk to the caller.
Well, a question for Dan is what I understand, so let's go to that caller. Hello, caller.
Hello, Bill Macek. This is Kenny. How are you?
Kenny, how are you, my friend?
Counselor, how are you?
I'm good. I'm calling from work. Dan.
Yes, sir.
We have a little bit difference of opinion, me and you.
What's that?
I got an increase in pay last month, and my job's doing great. So I have a little difference of opinion about Trump. I think he's doing a good job. I'm going to be right up front with you.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Counselor. I respectfully disagree, but I appreciate your opinion.
Because if I wasn't getting a raise increase and I had a job, then okay, but I've done real well in the last year. So he's doing okay, but my focus is for you as a candidate to focus on the district.
Yes, sir.
Please, you need to, if you want to bring jobs and increase wages and stuff, you need to bring them to the Merrimack Valley. That's my opinion, and so forth. But I'm doing good in the healthcare industry, and I'm growing, and I'm working from right at home in the North Shore. But that's the only difference of opinion with me and you, and I am planning on helping you out on September 4th.
Thank you, Counselor.
If I make a commitment with the candidate, I stick with it. But I want somebody from your office to get me a holding sign.
Will do.
Because I want to hold out the sign on Tuesday, September 4th. Here.
2 signs, one in the front and one in the back.
Okay?
You got it, Counselor. I appreciate it.
So you can either, like I tell everybody, you can love me or hate me.
But you know what, Kenny? You just made a great point. You can support somebody, but you don't need to agree with everything, maybe. But you, it's just like getting along in life with your friends, with your family, with your wife, whoever. You don't have to agree on everything, but you don't have to make it cut or dry. It doesn't have to be 100% one way or the other. You don't have to agree with everything, but you agree with enough that you're still supporting Dan. You want to hold a sign for him on September 4th. And I think you're really smart to think like that, because that's the way we all should work.
Well, the thing is, I don't agree with Trump 100%, and I think he does shoot from the lip. But the thing is I think for the bottom line, he's a good businessman, and he's trying to bring that to the country.
Nobody's 100% right. Nobody's 100% wrong.
Well, you've told me that you were 100% right, Billy.
No, I've never said that.
And I still haven't found any fault just yet.
Well, I don't make a lot of mistakes, but, every once in a while. One time I thought I was wrong, and I found out I wasn't.
I can understand that.
But that's all I have
go ahead,
really
Kenny.
say, and I hope it doesn't sever the ties between me and you, Dan.
I appreciate it, Counselor, and I always respect your opinion. And
I'm glad you said Counselor, because next year's another story. Hopefully next year.
Well, and you have earned the title to be counselor. You were on the city council, at one time, and Kenny's coming back.
There you go.
I am gonna be on your show after the elections in November. I do want to come on your show, Bill.
You got it, Kenny.
We'll go from there.
And then
All right.
Dan will hold a sign for you.
There you go.
Oh, I'd love to see that. That would be great. All right, gentlemen.
Thanks, Ken. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you very much.
Okay, have a good night.
The one thing that I would respectfully push back on the Trump businessman angle is I think the responsibility of a good executive is to mitigate risk. And I don't believe that his behavior nor is tweets, for example, are mitigating risk. That is, and I believe it perpetuates unnecessary risk towards the United States. I don't believe that him tweeting about the weight of Kim Jong-un or inviting a man who has been proven to meddle in our elections to the White House is a responsible thing for an executive to do.
But when you talk about Putin, and there was 2 hours where they were behind closed doors.
Right.
So you don't know what was discussed during that period of time. Right now, when they came out and he got attacked for being soft and so forth, I think the liberal media was going to attack him anyways. If he pulled out a pistol and shot Putin, then all of a sudden the media would have said, "Oh, he shut him up because he's got a secret on him that he doesn't want to come out." And you've got this foolishness, the Steele dossier, which they've proven that is totally 100% wrong, that Hillary Clinton's campaign helped finance. But yet, on the other hand, when they attacked Donald Trump Jr. for a little meeting in the Trump Tower because supposedly they had some information that was supposed to be relayed about Hillary Clinton, every candidate would love to find something negative about their opponent. It comes out all the time.
But I think that there's a difference between conservatism and progressivism and what is considered patriotic and true and what could be considered treasonous. There is evidence there's been conversations about George W. Bush and John McCain both getting outreach from foreign entities with dirt on their opponents, quite frankly, and they proactively reported them to the proper authorities because they were foreign entities. This president did not do that. And also, just quite frankly, when it comes to this behavior with Putin, he's given me no confidence that anything he would say behind doors to President Putin would be advancing the public good. I mean, again, I find it completely and utterly bizarre that he would invite somebody who has been proven to have meddled in our democracy as a country, to the White House.
Now, do you feel it's wrong for one country to try to meddle in somebody else's politics in another country?
I believe the way that Russia did by manipulating Facebook and directly buying ads to people and the way that they hacked this election, I think is wrong, yeah.
Right, but how many votes got twisted because how many of our ballot boxes got interfered with?
Nobody knows.
I think that's what Mueller is trying to find out right now.
All right, and how much longer is it going to take him?
I think I'd rather have Mueller make sure he does a comprehensive investigation and make sure that the facts are all straight, which I think he is a responsible individual who is doing the proper course that's necessary.
Knowing how Washington is, do you think if there was something there, it would have come out by now?
No, I actually think that he's been proven with his subsequential indictments that he's done.
All right, how many of those indictments have been towards Donald Trump? You get Manafort on taxes for about 15 years ago. You've got about 12 people from Russia. How many of these have been Trump? How many is Trump?
I'm enjoying this conversation, by the way.
It's going to cost you too.
It's very proper. My wife is a lawyer. I am not a lawyer, but it's very typical, proper procedure to indict and investigate people under the person that you're ultimately trying to get to. Right? There's a reason why Cohen is being investigated. There's a reason why Manafort's being investigated. They do this and they build it up to the principal person they're investigating. In this case, it's Donald Trump. And so,
but as Judge Ellis said, you're going after Manafort not because of him. You want Donald Trump.
Well, I believe that it's part of an overall investigation, and you need to have all of the data and all of the information as you build up to the biggest person that you're investigating, which I believe is Donald Trump. And so I think that you've seen many substantive actions by Mueller in his investigation, and I think it's part of a due process. And to your point about process, I think that if he had just jumped straight to President Trump without doing the due process, it would hurt our democracy on both sides because people would question the integrity of the investigation.
So do you feel it? So if Mueller had gone on and attacked him right from the get-go, do you think that would have been wrong?
Well, I think that he would have to have had grounds that would have been substantive at that beginning. And I think that's what he is doing right now, is to be able to make sure that his entire argument is ironclad.
Okay.
I think that this president already has grounds for impeachment, quite frankly, but I also understand the fact that Mueller wants to build a comprehensive case, a case that is ironclad and that is objectively sound to the American people, no matter what side of the aisle you're on. And I completely understand that situation. I think most Americans do. And so I understand that this takes time, and that's what he's doing.
Well, most Americans right now, the polls are coming out that they're getting tired of this thing because they've realized that there's nothing there. But what you mentioned about Mueller wanting to extend this out to make sure he's right on base for when he comes forward, what did you think of Peter Strzok when Peter Strzok came out and had his investigation that's set up with Trump, and all of a sudden he was already within a week before the investigation was actually started, first people interviewed, he came out and already basically said that we're going to nail this guy.
To be honest, this is the FBI agent today. That was
right, the one that got fired. By the way.
I haven't looked into the details of that one, so I can't respond to that.
Okay. So, anyways, back to Tommy.
Nor as a congressman will he be. He will at some point have to.
Well,
make
maybe
a decision,
you know what?
But he's
I
not
like this.
making
Maybe
that
I should get into the fray. A little Edward Everett Lincoln debate or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
No.
Well,
But,
we'll work on that. You know what? We got to take another break. It's
well,
that time.
give me half a minute. We got half a minute.
All right.
If you're anything like Tommy Menino, because Tommy Menino was a horrible orator, you know that as well as I do. He had a speech impediment, but he was the kind of guy that rubbed shoulders with everybody. I don't care who you were. See, I actually grew up in Dedham, and I know a lot of people from Hyde Park, where Tom was from, and that's why he successfully would keep winning. He was just a regular guy, and like you said, he knew everybody and how to get things done.
Well, the umbrella word is constituent services, which is what I live by, and I know you're the same way. We've had a discussion about it. It's taking care of people. That's what you're elected to do, is do your best to take care of their needs and to make things better.
Yeah. Now you can take your break.
All right. On that note, first let me say that this hour on the Open Mic Show is sponsored in part by Auto Fair Subaru at 503 Broadway in Haverhill, right off Interstate 495 at exit 50. Go check it out. They got a zillion cars. If you can't find a car there you don't like, the lots are getting bigger and bigger. I mean, it's unbelievable. So you just go. You can find what you want on the lot. You don't need to order anymore. And with that being said, we're going to take a break on the Open Mic Show.
Maybe they'll give us a car to give away for a birthday
That
present.
wasn't part of what
Jesus,
I was...
you're really good at this, Billy. You've done radio before?
I've been in radio a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but you used the name Rick James, didn't you?
No, not Rick James. Rick Adams was a while, and Bill Maxwell. But, those were professional names.
Yeah, professional. Like when
Bill,
I used...
Macek,
I used that one of those
name.
names in Illinois because I had the wrong person's credit card.
I don't want to hear about this. I'm not going there. We're going to take a break right now on the Open Mic Show on WHAV 97.9 FM. Don't go anywhere.
Bill Macek and the new Open Mic will be right back. Get in on the action. Call 978-374-1900. If you're enjoying this program, consider becoming a WHAV member right now. Just click on the membership tab at WHAV.net.
97.9 WHAV.
That we deliberate and achieve with wisdom and understanding, recognizing the rights of all of our citizens with full regard for the dignity and justice of the individual.
Each week, WHAV News brings you live gavel-to-gavel coverage of the Haverhill City Council. Listen to 97.9 WHAV FM each Tuesday night at 7 when the City Council is in session from the Theodore A. Pelosi Jr. City Council Chambers in City Hall. As a public service, Haverhill City Council coverage is sponsored in part by Dole, Childs, and Shaw Funeral Home. The dog days of summer, WHAV is saluting local and state canine officers and their four-legged partners in a special series. Eat to live, indeed. While most police departments with canines on the force utilize command and behavior-based training, the Massachusetts State Police team assigned to the Fire Marshal's office readies their canine fleet a little differently. As Sergeant Paul Hogan tells WHAV, his department uses food reward training to keep their four-legged force of Labrador retrievers on task.
We like the labs because they're single purpose, they're friendly, they also have a good hunting ability, natural hunting ability, and a great desire to please their master. Their training is food reward training. They eat out of our hand. That's the only way they eat. That's their reward. So we need to train them every day on the odors that they're trained to find. And when they find it, they sit down, they look for the reward, and we feed them a little bit of food.
In order to maximize the use of their 14 canines, the Fire Marshal's office trains with a single purpose in mind: accelerants or explosives, but not both. As a member of the bomb squad team, Sergeant Hogan has worked with his current canine partner, Flynn, for over 7 years. When the duo's not working a case, Flynn's still somewhat on duty. Sergeant Horgan says all the service dogs are continually trained, even on weekends, with the handlers requiring them to seek in order to eat. Horgan says that while fire investigations happen more often, searches for explosives have much more riding on them. As a result, the Marshal's office does not cross-train their dogs to find narcotics or other odors.
That's their only mission, is to find explosives. And, with narcotics, if you miss narcotics, it's not a big deal. But if you miss an explosive or a bomb, it could be a very big deal.
In his current gig, Horgan utilizes Flynn for preventive investigations, including Gillette Stadium sweeps or ride-alongs with dignitaries such as the president. That's not to say explosive detection canines have it easy. One of Flynn's four-legged colleagues, Dash, was recently instrumental in finding a live bomb in central Massachusetts.
We were called out to help to get to the bottom of the explosions. They also had identified a suspect who was making his own explosives. And as Dash was working that forest area, he actually found a live device up against a tree that was just sitting there. It never would have been found without the dog.
Support for Dog Days of Summer on WHAV comes from Quinn's Canine Cafe, 41 Washington Street, downtown Haverhill, featuring homemade, natural, and organic dog treats, including liver chews, minty multigrain biscuits, and Rowan's peanut butter bones. It's a place where your dog can hang out in downtown Haverhill while enjoying toys and treats, and plenty of space for pups to work off their energy. Dog training available, and cats are welcome too. Quinn's Canine Cafe, 41 Washington Street, downtown Haverhill.
WHAV Open Mic.
From the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, 97.9 WHAV FM presents the new Open Mic Show with Bill Macek. Make your voice heard. Call 978-374-1900. That's 978-374-1900.
And we are back on the Open Mic Show. Bill Macek here, along with my co-host Bill Ellis, and our guest for this hour, congressional candidate Dan Koh, is here. If you have a question for Dan Koh, call in 978-374-1900. You have about 9 minutes to get in and make your question. He'll give you an answer, whether you like it or not, right?
Yep.
He'll give you a good, honest answer. And, we are welcome to call in. You don't just have to listen or watch. Just call in, 978-374-1900. So, Dan, you're getting close to September 4th, and that's a big day. People shouldn't think of that. May be considered the election day, because I think, there's a strong possibility, just speaking with historic generalities, whoever the Democratic candidate is probably will go on to victory. So that's why it's so important that, there's a possibility that...
You know what? We haven't had a Republican on, have we? On the Republican side.
The Republican, I've spoken to the campaign, and after September 4th, because he has no competition. So he'd like to get in the fray a little early, because he knows he's going to be there after September 4th to get the message out. That's what, if I was, I'd want to, I think we've done a good job of,
tremendous
the competition
job.
is on the Democratic ticket, and I think that we've done a good job of
Excellent
getting
job.
the representation out as to who's on the ticket, and we'll have the Republican on after September 4th, Bill.
All right, but I would think, though, if you talk to a Republican beforehand, he'd want to get his message out over and over and over again, no matter who he was opposing.
He'll get it out.
Dan, you mentioned Nancy Pelosi.
Yep.
All right. When asked about Obamacare's bill, she said we have to pass it to see what's in it. My analogy to that is if I handed you a sandwich, you said, Bill, what's in the sandwich? And I've said, bite it, and then you'll see what's in it. Do you think that was smart to say we have to pass it to see what's in it? She apparently never read it.
I don't remember that quote.
I distinctly remember it. Now, you were born 1985.
Yes, sir.
I'm 1957, and he's 1919.
Mm-hmm.
So, but no. But anyways, I thought that was ridiculous. And now she's actually changing the mode of thought with the Democrats versus the Republicans, saying that they're stronger on the border than the Republicans are. She came out with that a couple of weeks ago, which I can't see why she would say that unless she feels that the blue wave may not be materializing.
Well,
for
we were
November.
talking before the show in our little show prep meeting that one of the things that has just come out is that a lot of people, I think, are not just they got a visa, they come in legally, whether it's for education or vacation, touring, they don't go back. So I think last year it was over 700,000 people, visas that they never stamped out of the country. They never crossed back into their country. And we got a problem there. I think that, our immigration system needs a comprehensive overhaul.
A wall.
And that may be part of it.
Yeah.
But, in this day and age, technology also could probably do some of that, watching of the border. But I think, let's let the candidate answer.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we need a system that's true to who we are as Americans. I'll tell you what doesn't work is what we just saw. The notion that we should be ripping families apart, literally taking babies out of the arms of their mothers, and then on top of that, then losing track of those
taking
kids.
babies out of the wombs of mothers.
Let's focus on immigration right now. I think
Okay.
that's fundamentally against who we are as a country, and I think that any human being listening to the screams and wails of a kid realizes that that is not the approach, and it's quite frankly barbaric. We do need immigration reform in this country. I support the Gang of Eights bill, a bipartisan bill that would have gotten a lot of things solved, but again, the malaise in D.C. prevented that from happening. We need to make sure that we have comprehensive immigration reform. I support a pathway to citizenship, and what I don't support is Donald Trump's physical border wall because two reasons. One, I don't think that as a country we should be constructing these walls. I think we should be finding ways to be more inclusive, not building physical walls. But secondly, if the goal of Donald Trump's wall is to curb undocumented crossings at the border,
Illegal,
the research
is the word.
shows undocumented individuals, the research shows that a physical border wall is not the way to pursue that. As Councilor Macek talked about, more technology to detect undocumented crossings is a far more effective and far better use of taxpayer money than borrowing through a mountain and dropping $20 billion on a wall that that doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me and doesn't pursue the goal that we all want if we want fewer undocumented crossings.
But those families wouldn't have been split up if they haven't illegally come into this country.
People come to this country because they believe in this country.
Okay, but there's a legal pathway. You mentioned a pathway. There is a legal pathway. Did your family come in illegally or legally?
They came in legally, but they
Okay,
would have been,
that's
wait
it.
a minute, but they would have been illegal under President Trump because my family comes from modern day Syria. So this is a president who discriminates solely based on where you're from and not who you are. It's a fundamentally racist policy that would have prevented me from even existing at the first place. So I believe this president's policies are against who we are, and you can't tell me that listening to the cries of those babies that was the humane thing to do.
Yeah, but it went on before even he was president.
This is President's order to ICE to do these kind of holding cells, and what we're seeing today is a result of a policy that is barbaric, that is against who we are, and something that I think we can't let stand. Even after he backtracked on his policy because he realized how barbaric it was, that it's still not bringing families back together. There are still families that are apart, and there are kids that we legitimately have completely lost track of as a result of these policies, and I think that's fundamentally against who we are as Americans.
But we're a nation of laws. And when you come in here illegally, you face the penalty of a nation of laws.
I think we're a nation of decency.
Well,
Okay, hey, you know what? We're almost there. Dan, I appreciate you coming in tonight in your busy schedule, and I want to give you just a couple of minutes if there's something that you want to jump to about your campaign. If people listening, I'm sure, like Kenny, want to help.
Yep.
I'm sure there's other people. You got your cell phone number you got to give out again.
You're already getting calls.
You're already getting calls. We noticed during the break. And maybe if somebody wants to text you, you'll get back to them, or have somebody from your campaign get back to them. You got to finish strong. I can tell you from experience as a candidate.
Yep.
Always try to finish strong on the election day, and you got to get people out. You got to get everything has to be humming on Labor Day, actually, and then the day after.
That's
but
right.
So how are they going to do it? How can people help you, Dan Koh, candidate for Congress for the 3rd Massachusetts District, as we affectionately know, the Nikki Tsongas seat?
Well, thank you, and I really appreciate the opportunity to come on and the spirited debate as well.
Nothing wrong with that. You seem like a nice guy.
Thank you. And so, I think our message has always been around fighting for the American dream through good jobs and good health care and standing up to the policies we're seeing from this president. If you like what you hear and you believe in that and you believe in an inclusive country, we really ask you to join us. Code 2018 is our website, KOH2018.com. As I said, my cell phone number is 978-225-7455. My email is dan@code2018.com. Especially leading up to the Labor Day weekend and Election Day, we're going to need all the help we can get to knock as many doors as we can and spread the word about our message. And we're really, really excited that so far has resonated and throughout this district. And so if you want to get involved, please call me. We would love your help. And we're really, really excited to put the boots on the ground for a great outcome on Election Day.
We got just a little bit of time. I want to ask you one last quick question, okay? Because I think it's important that people hear your answer. Veterans have always been a big thing for Nikki. How are you going to handle veterans? And are you going to still kind of pick up her mantle and run with it to help the veterans in the area?
I want to carry on the amazing legacy that Congresswoman Tsongas has around helping veterans. And we need to modernize our VA. We need to make sure that our services are beyond the expectations of our veterans in our society, and right now that's not happening. They're inconsistent. They're not serving the duty that we need to and the duty that these veterans gave to us. We have a veterans platform on our website. We're very proud to have it that talks about all the issues and how we want to address them. So I encourage everyone to go to code2018.com and check it out. We need to make sure we're taking care of those people who took care so much of us in our country.
Thank you, Dan. I appreciate your time. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Best of luck on September 4th, the big election.
And if you want to bring harmony to Washington, look up Ronald Reagan, Tip O'Neill, how they got things settled.
Tip and the Gipper, it's a great book.
We should have some of that. Absolutely. Thanks for coming in again. Dan Koh, congressional candidate for the September 4th election, which will be the day after Labor Day, so make sure you get to the polls. And we'll be right back with more of the Open Mic on WHAV 97.9 FM.
Open Mic!
Bill Macek and the new Open Mic will be right back. Get in on the action. Call 978-374-1900. If you're enjoying this program, consider becoming a WHAV member right now. Just click on the membership tab at WHAV.net.
It's 7 o'clock.
WHAV LP Haverhill.
Here's what's happening in local news. Members of the Haverhill City Council's Administration and Finance Subcommittee will gather to discuss findings of recent field visits to local highway and downtown zones at a public meeting at City Hall on Tuesday. On August 4th, Subcommittee Chairman Colin LePage joined colleagues William Macek, Mary Ellen Daly O'Brien, Melinda Barrett, and others to visit several commercial highway and downtown zones and planned to discuss their preferences at Tuesday's meeting. WHAV was first to report news of Haverhill small business owner Carolyn Pino's plan to open the retail marijuana dispensary STEM downtown, and her dream may be one step closer to reality should councilors opt to zone for cannabis sales in the city's business district. Ahead of the opening of any retail cannabis location, Haverhill Council members must submit preferences to the Planning Board, a process expected to wrap up before the city's moratorium on cannabis sales ends December 1st. After that, Pino may pursue a host community agreement with the city and file a formal application with the state. As WHAV previously reported, Pino is designated as an economic empowerment applicant already vetted by the state's Cannabis Control Commission. Should the city zone for pot shops downtown, her application would be fast-tracked for approval. The owner of downtown's The Yoga Tree, Pino shared her plans for STEM with councilors in July. WHAV was the only local media outlet to get a first look at her submission. With guidance from Fishbrook Designs architect Matt Juros, Pino hopes to open what she calls a safe, secure, and sophisticated dispensary for shoppers who could pump an estimated $8 million annually into the local economy. What you gain putting it downtown is that you invite people into the town to behave well. This is the type of establishment that, it's said, will gross $8 million a year, Juros said. The first one in any community is going to get a bump as the first one and gross $12 million a year. I want to have a $12 million store in downtown Haverhill. The public is invited to attend Tuesday's council subcommittee meeting held in room 202 of City Hall at 4 Summer Street. Andover police arrested a town resident last week after a road rage incident escalated to an assault with a dangerous weapon. Spokesman Lieutenant Edward Guy told WHAV 26-year-old Stevens Street resident Alessandro Cabral was arrested and charged with assault with a dangerous weapon after getting into a heated confrontation with another driver at the intersection of Shawsheen Road and Stevens Street Thursday around 11:30 a.m. The two women Cabral were with punched the male driver before Cabral brandished and started swinging a knife, Guy said. A witness called police and photographed the incident, resulting in Cabral's arrest. He was scheduled for an arraignment in Lawrence District Court Friday. The two women involved will be summoned into court on assault and battery charges, according to Guy. Remember, WHAV is the only Haverhill-based news source. There's always more at WHAV.net. From the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, I'm Eric Scott.
From Feature Story News in Washington, I'm Kate Fisher. Turkey's President Erdogan says the US is seeking to stab it in the back. Britain's opposition Labour Party leader Jeremy Corbyn says he was present but not involved at a wreath-laying ceremony for members of a Palestinian group who were involved in the murder of Israeli Olympic athletes, and Australian women who suffered severe complications from the birth control implant Essure are joining a class action against the maker of the device.
Wave weather.
Now your wave weather forecast for Haverhill and the Merrimack Valley. Tonight, about a 50% chance of more rain showers as those waves of rain just keep on coming. Some more ponding of water likely as well. Fog should develop as temperatures drop into the middle 60s. Tuesday, more of an isolated chance of showers and thunderstorms, but the cloud cover sticking around, making for a dreary sight. Right around 81 for the high. We'll drop back into the lower to middle 60s on Tuesday night. We should be mainly dry though, some more fog. On Wednesday, mostly cloudy to partly cloudy skies, an isolated shower in the afternoon, and warmer, high temperatures near 90. I'm WHAV meteorologist Brian Ivy. Your next wave weather in 30 minutes.
Stay informed each day with local news, coupled with FSN's worldwide coverage. 97.9 WHAV is the only Haverhill-based news source. There's always more at WHAV.net.
WHAV, Merrimack Valley, open mic.
From the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, 97.9 WHAV FM presents the new Open Mic Show with Bill Macek. Make your voice heard. Call 978-374-1900. That's 978-374-1900.
Back for hour number 2 on the Open Mic Show. Bill Macek here, and my guest is Bill Ellis.
You know,
no, you're the co-host. Well, you're in the guest chair, though.
I am in the guest chair.
Yeah.
What,
Right.
so
you messed me
You know,
up.
that'd be a nice name for a group, the Guest Who, and then we could
Guess Who?
No, Guest Who.
Guest Who?
That would be my name for the group.
But the Guess Who? Remember the Guess Who?
I do. Yeah, actually, they're performing now. I heard something on the radio. There's someplace close by.
We're
American
alive,
woman.
dead, or Canadian.
Yeah, you mentioned that. That was on our first show ever.
Yeah, where are they from?
They were Canadian.
They're Canadian,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. What was the lead singer's name?
I don't know, but they mentioned that on the radio.
Burton Cummings.
Yeah.
Is
No,
he-
actually,
is he-
I don't think that was Burton Cummings they mentioned, though. It was somebody else.
Well, that's who's probably singing now.
Yeah, the new person.
Right. Who's But
What was your favorite group of all time?
I really, I don't know.
You like,
I
you have a
like
favorite song? Like, when you pass away, do you want one song played as they're putting the, rolling the casket
Let me
down
work
the-
on that. I'll get back to you. Because I've been thinking about writing my obituary.
Really?
I read obituaries all the time, and some of them are written so poorly that I think that I want to write my own.
What do you want
So
in
that
yours
I-
that people will remember?
I don't know. Well, I'll let you read it when I do it. Okay.
Can I eulogize you?
Who says that? I thought I was going to eulogize you.
Well, whoever first. All right. So if you pass before me, I'll eulogize you.
All right.
And I will make a lot of people walk out of the church saying, "I never knew that about Billy."
Because you'll be lying?
Yeah. There'll be a whole lot of questions.
No.
They'll be coming up to your wife afterwards saying, "I'm so sorry. We didn't know about his alcoholism."
Oh,
they say, "You
God,
ever had a drink?"
No, I've never
He was
drank.
a closet
I
drunk.
don't drink.
I know you
I don't smoke. I don't do drugs.
What do you do for fun?
Eat.
That's it.
And I have to hold myself back. I have some restraint that I've lost some weight. I want to lose a little more.
You actually look very good.
Well,
I'm trying to get down to
I know
your
you're
weight.
losing some weight, though.
I've lost a few pounds.
Yeah.
I'm still looking to lose a few more.
I think, a more sedate shirt would probably help.
I wore the shirt because you don't like this shirt. They say a very special man can wear a pink shirt.
Yeah, it takes a certain kind of man to wear a pink shirt.
That's right.
Especially that bright. Will you let me know in advance? Because I might wear sunglasses.
I guess has a pink shirt on, too.
Oh, does he? That's not pink.
Well, what is that?
That's a raspberry.
Raspberry. You know what? Most guys wouldn't
But he's
say
in the food
raspberry.
business. He's in the food business. That's Gerald Schiavoni. He's coming in. He's our next guest about 1:15. We're going to bring him in.
You know what?
And we're going to talk about Haverhill's first restaurant week.
It's next week.
But it's actually Restaurant Week Plus because it's 10 days.
Right.
We're going to talk all about it with Jerry when he
the
comes
thing
in.
I'm going to ask Jerry is next Monday, I'm hosting the show. I want you to bring in a few different dishes from different restaurants.
Oh, you're
See,
always begging.
No, not begging. I'm trying to promote these businesses. Billy, you got to learn. You know what? You would never make it in the radio.
Polite. I've been in radio for like 25 years.
And you don't even have a station anymore.
I sold them.
Oh, okay. You're always looking to make
I got
a
out
buck.
of the game.
So
that's all right. But now I'm here. I'm
Hey,
still in
you know
radio.
What? We got to talk about birthday cakes.
Yeah, let's talk about the birthday cakes. I think we have a caller about. See, this is where we don't really have a guest, but
I'm your guest.
So you're my guest.
Yes.
So we're talking about different things. We're setting up for this hour, and one of the things we need to talk about is that this hour is brought to you in part by the Auto Fair Subaru, 503 Broadway in Haverhill, right off I-495 at exit 50. So now I've done the little promo for Auto Fair, which is good. And I also want to say that Albie D's, second generation Italian bakery, located on South Main Street in Bradford, gives us a cake every month for the people with either a birthday or anniversary coming up in the following month.
Now,
So we have somebody on the line right now that would like to give us some information about somebody that either has a birthday or an anniversary. Hello, caller.
And I was on the line 1 hour ago trying to get in.
Well, we wanted to make you think you were on the Rush Limbaugh show where you keep waiting and
That's
waiting
right,
and
or
waiting.
the Howard Stern show is more like
Pretty
it.
interesting guest.
Yeah.
I certainly wouldn't want to disrupt.
Well, we're creating a little bit more formatting for our show because we want to sound professional because we're about to sign contracts to go nationwide, and we're negotiating that right now, and so I actually think we're already there with Facebook and WHAV.net and .fm too, and dot everything. So anyway, we're dot the world.
Expanding.
So but yes, caller. Let's
caller has a name,
Brian. I know it's Brian, but Brian, you thank you for holding on. And what is your information you'd like to bring forward to the listeners?
Well, so far as birthdays go,
yes,
I have two.
Two birthdays.
I have two. The one is first name Effie.
Effie.
Effie? What kind of name is
And
Effie?
I call Effie, I refer to her as Yaya.
What was it?
Yaya.
Effie and Yaya. Yaya sounds like...
No, Effie. EFFIE?
Yes.
Yeah.
Effie. What is Effie short for?
It's not short for anything. That's the name.
That's
the
a
name,
name? What
yeah.
kind of nationality is Effie?
Merrimack Valley.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I know some.
But you said Effie is called...
America.
Effie has a nickname? Yaya?
Yaya.
No, that's the Greek word for grandmother.
Oh, okay. Because I know the Colombian word for cocaine is yayo or something like that.
Yeah, you would know that.
Well, I watched Scarface.
All right.
Grab the yayo. Remember that in the scene in the motel room?
And who's the second one, Brian?
Huh?
Who's the second one?
The second one is Marcy.
Who?
Marcy.
Marcy.
Marcy or
Yep.
I?
Marcey.
Marcey.
A lot of strange names.
Mouse.
Yes, Marcy.
I thought of that too.
It just kind of rings that way.
Next week, when you draw the name.
Bill's going to draw it next Monday.
Next Monday night.
Yeah.
And maybe
when you draw the name,
Effie or
Effie or Marcy.
Yeah.
Listen to me. You say the first name. You don't say the last name. or address or anything like that. Just do the first name.
No, we don't do addresses.
We don't do last names.
We don't do addresses.
This is like Alcoholics
Oh,
Anonymous
they're
here.
I did a last name last month. I knew the guy.
Yeah, because you knew Harry.
Yeah. Yeah, you know Harry?
I know Harry.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Oh, yeah.
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 So-
And
We won't say his last name tonight.
So, you're lucky, because if Effie wins, I'm sure there's not 3 other people that entered the contest named Effie.
There might be, well, maybe
You think
not in the
there'll be more than-
contest, but there may be other.
Well, there might
Effies.
be other Effies,
I think there
but
are.
if they haven't entered the contest,
other
they can't
Effies.
win.
Yeah.
so
You know,
if
it's
there are
like-
any Greek people out there listening, they probably know who it is.
Right.
All right.
And,
Well, if there are any Greek people out there, they can call in.
Could be I'm thinking about the same person, but I don't. We're not going to go into any more depth on that
No, we won't.
out of
Well, good luck
fairness.
to Effie and good luck to Marcy.
Right.
And we'll determine
Yeah,
next
okay.
Monday
Absolutely.
night when Chris gives me the cowboy hat and we reach in and grab a name and determine who's the cake winner from LBD's.
At Albides, second generation Italian
Well, I remember a
bakery
few
on
years
South Main
ago
Street
when the
in
mayor
Bradford
was the
Square.
guest and he drew the name.
Yeah.
He said the first name, the last name, and the address on the air.
Who did?
The mayor.
Well, somebody might crash their house just for
He's
second
off
generation
For the birthday
cake,
cake.
for the birthday
Yeah.
cake. Hey, we got to take a break, Brian. I want to thank
Okay,
you for
it's
holding
break
on.
time. Gentlemen,
And,
have a good
and
evening.
you have a good
Thank you,
one.
Brian.
Okay, thank you. All right, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with our guest right here on the Open Mic Show on WHAV 97.9 FM.
Bill Macek and the new Open Mic will be right back. Get in on the action. Call 978-374-1900. If you're enjoying this program, consider becoming a WHAV member right now. Just click on the membership tab at WHAV.net.
Stay informed each day with local news, coupled with FSN's worldwide coverage. 97.9 WHAV is the only Haverhill-based news source. There's always more at WHAV.net.
Catch the wave!
When the Haverhill School Committee meets, 97.9 WHAV FM is there live from Haverhill City Hall. Class sizes, special education, teacher hiring, and spending are among the topics covered Thursday nights at 7 when the school committee is in session. WHAV's live coverage is presented in part as a public service by Youth and Powerhouse, formerly Girls Inc.
Community Spotlight.
Join Sue Cullen of High Vibration Wellness each Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. for a group Reiki and guided meditation session at Groveland's Town Hall, 183 Main Street in the Center Meeting Room. Each all-ages class is $5, and more information is available by calling 978-372-1101. Someone you know is on WHAV. To submit or read your own nonprofit announcements, click on the Contact tab at WHAV.net or email news@WHAV.net. In the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, I'm Eric Scott.
Open mic!
From the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, 97.9 WHAV FM presents the new Open Mic Show with Bill Macek. Make your voice heard. Call 978-374-1900. That's 978-374-1900.
Okay, we are back in the second hour. We have our guest here, Gerald, or we can call you Jerry, right?
Jerry works.
Jerry with the raspberry
Jerry
shirt.
Schiavoni
Yeah,
with
I
the
think it's
raspberries. I think it's
Raspberry. I never heard anybody say raspberry shirt.
Pink. I think
But
pink.
I think, but you know what my favorite song was of all time? Raspberry Beret.
That's a good one.
Prince.
Yeah.
Bill, you're right on top of this music thing. You're excellent.
I want to bring back a music. Name that tune. Remember
Raspberry Beret. Now, where did he say that you could find that Raspberry Beret?
I think it was a secondhand store.
Exactly.
That's right.
I remember. Yeah.
Billy
He
wouldn't have
knows.
remembered that though.
I would have
Sorry.
to think a little more. Than
Yep, no, it was
you
good.
were right there with it.
I know. I
All
was
right.
singing it already in my
All
head,
right.
honestly.
Okay. Well, anyway, what are we talking? We're talking about, raspberries are food.
Restaurant.
Raspberries are food. It goes with restaurant.
Right.
Right. Or it's not really a food, but it's what is
Yeah.
it? What would you,
Raspberry?
fruit?
Raspberry? It's a fruit. It's
I was talking to a guy earlier today, and he said that he went on a 10-day all-fruit diet. It did everything good for him, took away a lot of problems. He lost like 20 pounds in a month, and then now he's a vegan. So he eats a lot of vegetables and fruit, and he said maybe twice a week he'll eat, fish or some light meat.
Okay.
But that works for him.
Huh, that wouldn't make me happy at all.
But I want to live a happy life.
Right.
So
I'm fine. Shorter but
that's
happier.
yeah, right.
I'm
but,
okay.
But maybe not. A lot of people. I think it's in your genes. You may not. You could eat. Look at Mick Jagger. He's what 75 now.
Yeah,
the
about
guy.
108
The guy has
pounds.
been. I don't know.
But how many?
I don't want to say
but
bad things.
take a
But
look at.
I have a good idea that he's probably. He's not towed the line on what he puts into his body.
Well,
It's because of that he's lived this long. Though. It has nothing to do with anything else.
Yeah,
he's probably been snorting and stuff too.
Right. Well,
Constantly. He's never come down. That's the
Right.
problem.
Well, I've jokingly said that I'm depending on all the preservatives to keep me going longer. They preserve my body. They keep it going.
Maybe we'll mummify you.
Maybe that'll happen just because of the food.
Right. You're being mummified currently.
Yeah.
Is what's happening.
All the junk food.
That would be nice. You were. I say you shooting up formaldehyde.
Oh, that stuff is terrible. Like no way. And I hate needles. So, don't have to worry about that. Let's talk about Haverhill's first restaurant week.
Yep, it's exciting.
And what's your position? How did you get involved?
So, there was this event, Possible Dreams. I think it was back in February.
Team Haverhill's annual event.
Yep, and it was actually Sal's idea from Battlegrounds.
I know,
He
yeah.
kind of went up and he said, like, hey, it'd be cool if, like, as a community, we came together for, like, a week of different stuff for restaurants. So
I know Sal and Dana. They're great people.
They're awesome, yeah. And when I was there, my group was called Merrimack Valley Eats. It was only like 1,300 people or so. And it was like, that would be a good idea if I would kind of help facilitate that. So I went to the Haverhill Chamber, and Hillary from the Chamber is a lot more of a go-getter than I am. I'm kind of soft, I would say. And when I kind of gave her the information,
Well,
said,
you're
hey,
the
this
genius. You just
Right, it's the
create
food.
idea.
Yeah.
Then you would need Hillary to make it happen.
Right, I'm the food guy, and kind of that's where it stops. And I went in and met with her, and within maybe 20 minutes, it was like already a thing.
It was happening.
It was happening, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, like wow.
So when is it happening? Let's talk
The
about
17th through the 25th.
17th to the 25th. It's actually not a restaurant week. It's a restaurant 9-10 days.
Right, we wanted to
10
make it
days.
kind of 2
Yeah,
weekends.
2 weekends. Yeah.
I think that made sense. And
That's
then we're
good.
actually,
That's
if
a good
anybody's
idea.
interested too, the 16th, we're having a launch party.
Yeah.
At the Barking Dog, and everyone's welcome. It's
So
5 to 7.
what does it mean to the average listener right now during restaurant week? What will be different if they go down to you've got like 4,000
Right, this is the actual
restaurants
official
listed.
one right here. So
Okay.
there's different tiers. So like a $5, $10, or $30 tier. Whereas the $30 tier would be like a 3-course meal. But we wanted to get like restaurants that people wouldn't necessarily go to. Like 110 Grill is kind of a little more on the expensive side.
Yeah.
So we wanted to say, hey, here's an offering for
So
a discounted price.
there's deals.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So
everything
it's
will be a
almost
deal.
like the good old days when a special actually was cheaper than what's on the
Right.
menu. You hardly find that. The specials have become more expensive than menu items.
Yep, and then there's a bunch of people that do it. So, like, say a Sweet Affair has like a $5 and a $10 special, which are cheaper than normal.
Right.
If you look, there's a website for it also.
So you can go out and get a deal.
Yep.
And should we read all the restaurant names little by little? Or you want to just
Yeah,
go
I can
through
do it.
them, or-
So right here is 110 Grill, a Sweet Affair,
Yeah.
A1 Deli, Barking Dog, Battlegrounds, Bradford Place Cafe, Cafe Giraffes, Carter's Ice Cream, Casablanca, Hard Body Meals, Keon's 105 Bistro, Kruger Flatbread, La Pizza di Forno, Maria's Restaurant, Olivia's, Papa's Cafe and Bakery, Steampunk Station, Stuffed, The Hidden Pig, Peddler's Daughter, Uno's Pizza, and Wang's Table. Oh, also a Wicked Big Cafe.
Yeah,
They're all at the
so
bottom
it's
here.
a lot of
It's a lot,
good
yeah.
places to go eat.
Yep.
Yeah, even when you're paying menu price. You
Right.
know, I
It's-
love to go to restaurants.
They're really good.
You know
yeah.
what's positive that I like about 110 Grill is gluten-free. They have a huge
They're really
variety
good about it, yeah.
of gluten-free
Yep.
on their menu.
They're super careful about it too.
Yeah, the menu, when you order gluten-free, Billy, the manager brings it over.
Yep.
Not the waitress. So
Really?
just
Yeah,
to
I think
keep
it's
everything
probably
separated.
TJ then. Is it male?
Where?
You know, at 110 Grill when they bring it over.
I don't look at I look at the food. I
Okay,
don't look at
all right. I'm
the
just
manager.
asking. He's a good guy. I like
Crying
him.
out loud.
Yeah,
Right,
we
if
did a
he-
shoot.
If
We
he,
did a
if
shoot
he
with
gives
him.
Billy
He's
and
a
I
pretty
a
funny
deal, he'll be a great guy.
Okay.
No.
That's the trick. You give him,
No,
give him a
but
good
I've
deal on
eaten
food.
several locations. In fact, it's probably the fastest growing restaurant chain in New England.
It's growing rapidly.
And every time you look around, there's a new location. I mean, I've eaten another one in Athol, Mass, just this past weekend. I've eaten Leominster, Mass, which is right by the theater.
Yeah.
I've eaten the one in Hopkinton, Mass. I think they just opened up a new one in Worcester, Mass. And then looking at the list, there's got to be another dozen or so.
Yep. It's getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, so 110 Grill is definitely, but all the names you mentioned there are all great places.
Yeah, they're
to
all
go.
awesome.
And now over Restaurant Week, well, now will there be a special? You know, you're gonna have to ask for it and know to ask for it, or
It should be displayed.
It should be displayed.
I believe so. They have. I mean, they can take care of their own marketing.
Either a
and respect for that,
blackboard
but
or
there's
something,
a place
something
where you
on
can
the
find
table.
this.
Yeah,
Yep.
great.
This
now,
is
what
publicly-
about if
public
somebody
info.
wants to review stuff, where to go, and what the deals are? Is it online?
Yep, it is online. HaverhillsRestaurantWeek.com. We'll have all this information as well.
Okay.
But yeah, this is anything. Anybody can get this information. It's
Okay.
not a secret.
Well, I think this is exciting, and once again, Haverhill is doing something to add to all of the things that we already have going. So,
Right.
You know, it just helps us become a better, more fun city, a better place to be.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. I mean, the first one it's going to be great. Don't get me wrong. But next year that people see there's a lot of value in this. It's gonna be even better.
And it'll grow too.
Oh, yeah.
There'll be more.
It will.
More,
More restaurants will want to be involved.
It'll be everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because why would they want to not do this?
Yeah.
It's a great thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So what else do you want to add to the discussion on Restaurant Week? Do you want to talk about some of the people that are involved, or
I mean,
now what about the big kickoff? Talk about that.
So we're going to do a kickoff event. It's going to be 5 to 7 p.m. at the Barking Dog, August 16th, the day before, just to kind of maybe talk about the specials, kind of meet the team behind it. You know, the chamber did a lot more work than I did. I was able to kind of facilitate people to be interested in it, but they brought in Ben Consoli a couple weeks ago to kind of get everybody to come in and bring food, and they made a commercial out of it.
Nice.
It looks really good.
Nice. Ben's a great guy.
He is, yeah. I met him the first time, and he is
Yeah.
impressive. Everything he has and just his skill level is super high.
Another
Do you know what's impressive? You ever watch the Phantom Gourmet?
Oh yeah.
It's the way they make the food dishes look.
Yeah,
they're fantastic. It's like a
looks
work
so
of
good.
art.
You'll never get that. You'll never get it to look like that.
That's for sure.
But it does look really good.
It really is good.
Yeah,
And,
you know what? That does bother me about certain commercials, though. They make the food look. You never go and get it looking the way it looks on TV.
Well, I know. You see a McDonald's hamburger, it looks the size of your head.
Right.
You get there, and you're lucky if you can balance it on your thumb.
Right. In the Subway
No
sandwiches.
offense, McDonald's.
You know, no offense, Subway, but you know what? What do I have to order? Double meat or something to get it to look
Yep.
like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll let you know a secret. So it's a lot of post production too. So usually that food doesn't look like that. I mean, but when you put it there to get it to look like that, they're spraying oil on it or something to give it a
Yeah,
shine.
yeah.
And then in one part, for us that day, Sweet Affair didn't have a chocolate sauce to go over the donut, so it's actually a balsamic glaze.
Yeah.
And it looks the same.
looks like
And
chocolate.
it doesn't matter. Nobody's. I mean, if you don't eat it, it's just a.
So you
it's a
can't.
view.
So you really don't want to eat the food that was used in the commercial.
I mean, we ate most of it. From about 1 to 5 p.m., I ate so much food that day. It was
Now,
not
is
good.
that an invitation only, or
So it was everybody at that time that
Yeah.
had gotten. Just gave them 15-minute blocks to bring in a plate.
Ah.
So it was like we had pizza. We had
you don't remember talking about the hamburger that's minute. Do you remember that commercial years ago, the Wendy's commercial? Where's the beef? Yeah, where's the beef?
Yeah.
It was wild. Yeah.
Yeah, there was some, there's one close to that. Arby's right now is doing something about where
the meat or something, where the beef or
is.
something like that.
Where
Yeah,
the beef is. Yeah,
the guy has a big
voice.
caliber. Where's the beef?
Yeah.
Oh, we have the meats. That's it.
We have the meats.
That's
Okay, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to think
But
about
there
that.
isn't an Arby's close by. The closest one's out in just past Worcester on 290.
Yeah, there's actually one in one of the malls now. I think the Liberty Tree Mall has one.
Oh yeah.
You want to? Yeah.
Down on the.
It's not
yeah.
great. I mean, it's
Have you
kinda
eaten a
generic.
Chick-fil-A at all? I've never eaten a Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is unbelievable.
Chick-fil-A is good. Yeah.
There's one coming to Methuen.
Okay.
Oh, there is?
And in the Target parking lot, it's almost done, and can't wait.
Yeah,
I'll be there opening
they'll
day
do
for
well.
sure. It
Yeah.
will be.
And
Yeah.
And, that's a
commercials
little
are great.
healthier. It's a little healthier.
It is healthy and
for
you know
fast
what?
food.
I like watching college football on Saturday afternoons, and
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A does a lot of commercials, and they always have the cow holding up the sign, "Eat more chicken,"
Yep.
CHIKIN or something like
Yeah.
that. The way they do it,
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty cute the way that they advertise.
Yeah, they do.
Can I see that list?
Yeah, go ahead.
Wow,
Yeah.
this is some good deals coming up.
Yeah,
here.
110 Grill in particular is more on the expensive side, along with Keon's. Maybe people
Billy,
wouldn't.
listen to this: A Sweet Affair, Dole Whip float ice cream filled donuts. Oh
It's
my
it's
God.
unbelievable.
Oh my God.
It's so good.
For 81 Deli, cheese omelet with home fries, toast, and coffee. I'm on a diet. This is incredible.
He is.
You got to read the prices off too. How much?
$5 special at the Bradford Place Cafe. Breakfast sandwich, home fries, and small coffee. $5. That's a good
Yep,
deal.
that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Carter's ice cream. $5 special. Large size sundae.
Yeah, he brought in that Sunday when we were there, and it was like towards the tail end of the day, and I was like, I have to eat this. I have to have some. And we had all little spoons too, so we were all like sampling. It was really good.
La Pizza di Forno. Billy, when I get off my diet, we're going to go with a $5 special. There's two slices and a
when
drink.
you get off your diet, it'll be over.
Well, maybe next year. Next year they'll have it.
That's right. The second one.
That would be great. Look at this. Bagel with cream cheese and medium coffee. $5 special at the Steampunk Station. You know where they have a huge amount of bagel stores is New York.
Oh, yeah.
There's a bagel shop on every corner. It seems like in Westchester County when I was down in that neck of the woods. Whereas up here it's donut shops. Very rarely you see a donut shop down there. But down there, and you know what they do really well down there is pizza. They're like artists down there. They have all white pizza and pizza with macaroni on it, and they do some incredible things.
We got some pretty, the variety of pizza in Haverhill is pretty wide.
Now, Billy, here's the peddler's daughter. Now, this is a $30 special. Now, this is a word that you wouldn't think I would know. Vichyssoise. You know what that is?
Soup.
Yeah, it's cold potato soup,
cold
right?
soup, yeah.
Right. Garnished with scallions and bacon, or started to be house-made spicy meatball. Remember that commercial?
See, I'm no schlub. You think I'm a schlub.
You're
I think
a schlep.
I know nothing.
Schlep is the word. You schlep.
Yeah.
Spicy meatball. You remember that commercial? Oh, I ate what was that meatball commercial?
It's a spicy meatball.
Yeah, Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah.
Oh, I ate too much, or the spicy meatball or whatever. That was great. Wow, this is some great wild Maine blueberries. And that was part of the peddler's daughter.
This may knock you off your diet.
Oh,
I think you should just take the week.
I'm probably going to eat this piece of paper. Wang's Table, $10 special offer, General Tso's chicken or Snow Mountain roll. The Poo Poo platter, $30 special, fried rice, choice of chicken, pork, or beef, Dragon in Phoenix, and pick 3 rolls from Sushi Special Roll. And the Wicked Big Cafe, $10 special, sandwich, chips, drink, and a cookie. What kind of cookie do they have? What kind of cookie would you order, Billy?
It depends what the variety is. What's my choice?
If the world was open where they had every kind of cookie, what cookie would you want?
Oh, another tough question. I might go with a
macadamian. You look like a macadamian kind of guy.
No,
you're just plain.
Maybe an oatmeal with raisins.
You
don't. Look at you guys!
Oh my God!
You don't like oatmeal cookies?
No, you get a choice. Oatmeal. You eat oatmeal cookies with raisin in front of somebody you're trying to impress. Oh, you eat a healthy cookie. I'm talking about Billy. You're gonna splurge. This is a cookie like a double chocolate fudge.
No, it would be
triple calorie.
I'd probably get a white chocolate cookie.
Well, see, that's a little variety. Now the truth is coming out. Let's be honest, Billy,
all right,
please.
All right, I like white chocolate more than I like dark chocolate.
That's a conversation for another day.
Well, no, it's not. Your mind just goes right into the trash can all the time.
Well, it's the business I'm in.
I got to cut this. We got to take a break. This is the open mic show. At least we're here for tonight, and hopefully,
hopefully again.
Yeah,
FCC here.
All right. We'll be right back.
Encourage calls, Billy.
Calls. Yeah, call us if you have a question, a comment, your favorite food, your favorite restaurant in Haverhill, and we'll tell you what you can get for a deal if you just call 978-374-1900. An easy number. Dial it, and we'll get you right on the air. 978-374-1900. It's the Open Mic Show on WHAV 97.9 FM.
Open mic!
Bill Macek and the new Open Mic will be right back. Get in on the action. Call 978-374-1900. If you're enjoying this program, consider becoming a WHAV member right now. Just click on the membership tab at WHAV.net.
It's 7:32.
Those Boston stations don't always understand weather in the Merrimack Valley. Stay informed with WAVE weather every 30 minutes, 24 hours a day on Soft Gold WHAV.
AutoFair Subaru of Haverhill has been an active member in the community for years. It's proud to partner with great organizations like Veterans Northeast Outreach Center, Make-A-Wish Foundation, and Katydid Foundation of Haverhill. These selfless charities are vital to our community, and AutoFair takes great pride in helping. AutoFair Subaru encourages everyone to see what they can do to help make our city and the surrounding areas a better place for everyone. There's a list of supported charities at autofairsubaru.com.
Catch the wave.
Now, here's good news for you Gildersleeve fans.
Yes, folks, this is Gildersleeve. This summer, whether you're at the beach, the mountains, or right in your own backyard, you'll be able to hear us every Wednesday night at the usual time. We'll be on the air all summer.
Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. on WHAV.
Wave weather.
Now your wave weather forecast for Haverhill and the Merrimack Valley. Tonight, about a 50% chance of more rain showers as those waves of rain just keep on coming. Some more ponding of water likely as well. Fog should develop as temperatures drop into the middle 60s. Tuesday, more of an isolated chance of showers and thunderstorms, but the cloud cover sticking around, making for a dreary sight. Right around 81 for the high. We'll drop back into the lower to middle 60s on Tuesday night. We should be mainly dry though, some more fog. On Wednesday, mostly cloudy to partly cloudy skies, an isolated shower in the afternoon, and warmer, high temperatures near 90. I'm WHAV meteorologist Brian Ivy. Your next wave weather in 30 minutes.
Catch the wave. WHAV. Open mic.
From the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, 97.9 WHAV FM presents the new Open Mic Show with Bill Macek. Make your voice heard. Call 978-374-1900. That's 978-374-1900.
All right, here we are. We're back. See, the guy with the big voice who gets us in and out of this.
Bill Macek.
He gives the number.
Bill Macek. I love the name. You've pronounced your name wrong all these years.
My whole
He's
life.
pronouncing
He's
it correct.
he has it right.
Macek.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I just listened to the promo before we came back. The Great Gildersleeve. There were old radio shows here on WHAV.
We have a lot of that on.
That's tremendous
Tim
stuff.
does a great job, variety programming. You could find what you want here.
You know what I'd like him to play? And I think we had the conversation before. War of the Worlds on Halloween. That would be great.
Well, talk to him about it. Why don't you sell it for him? Then he'll do it. This is the radio. He's a non-profit organization.
Right, then we're
People
sellers. Do it for free.
should buy memberships.
They should
and
pay
help him
memberships.
out. Help keep this station going and all. We want to thank all of the sponsors, including AutoFair Subaru, 503 Broadway, Haverhill, because they are actually sponsoring this part of this open mic program every Monday night.
And Restaurant Week.
Yeah,
They're
they're in
sponsors for Restaurant Week, too.
Yeah, they're new to Haverhill, but they're big. They were in Manchester, New Hampshire for a long time.
Really?
And they, I think they're a good person to have in our city because I'm sure they will start helping out, making the city even better. But look what they spent a fortune redoing Regan Ford.
Well, you know what they should do, though? With some of these restaurants here, they should bring a car, put it on display at a restaurant, and maybe make an announcement, say this is AutoFair, and we've got a car on display at the 110 Grill. That's a great marketing idea, Billy. You can use that.
You're being like Jerry. You're coming up with the idea. Now you need somebody to go out and
Yep,
and
Hillary,
run with it.
if she's listening, she's already done it.
Yeah.
Really?
Maybe
It's already done. If she's
Well,
really...
I'm telling you, you know what? It actually wouldn't hurt. There's one business compliments another.
Now you were telling me about
You know what would be good?
during the break. Let's
we
get
should
back.
bring
We
in
have a guest here.
Well, wait a second.
I'm trying to help him.
A hair salon.
We're promoting.
Come in here and cut your hair on TV, and that's where they get a little free promo, Billy.
While you're on the air?
While on the air, and they can
And
do
of
the
course, you're
same
gonna
dye
want
job
her,
that
you're
you
going to
use.
want her to do it for free.
Well, it's advertising.
you're
She get it
just
for free.
always in
I
there trying to
understand
get
now.
free stuff.
I get how this works now. Free stuff.
This guy over here, he's just a mooch. Mooch. That's it.
Minnie the Mooch.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a song?
Billy the Mooch.
Yeah.
Anyway, now our guest here.
Who's this again?
Has an internet site I want to talk about because it's growing leaps and bounds, and I want him to tell us what it is, where it is, and why people go on and what all the chatter's all about.
So we started a group, it was probably last year, I'd say June, and nothing really happened with it. All of a sudden in January, we got like about 200 members, and it started climbing like so fast. And it was about 2:34, actually 2:34 exactly, January 1st. It's at 82:37, and it just keeps growing.
That's huge.
It's
That's
insane.
a lot of people.
A lot of people, yeah.
Well, how do you find it?
You search Merrimack Valley Eats is what it's called. I also have a website, merrimackvalleyeats.org. It kind of integrates with it, and it has like blogs and kind of perspectives on different restaurants. So.
And do people get into battles? Like, I hate that place.
Always.
So
Constantly.
you
that's
get
all it
the
is.
good and the bad.
You get the good and the
gotta
bad,
weigh
yeah.
it out.
Yeah, I try to kind of steer it like, a
Keep
lot
it
of people
positive.
say, it's bad food, but I've never had bad food. Maybe it's something I don't like.
Do you have a feeling that it's the competition sometimes that are?
Sometimes.
Yeah, but you got to be careful. I've heard a lot of that.
Yeah, it's
taking
harder
place.
with when you're like when your profile is out there. You can't just hide behind something, but yeah, it
Yeah,
could
that's
happen.
true. Yeah, or you create an alias.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely suspect a couple of those. Some people like really come at me about stuff, and I think that they're competition.
Now, all the pizza places in Haverhill.
Right.
I mean, it's not pizza here is not the same as pizza there.
Right.
We have like probably 8 or 10 or 12 different types of pizza.
Right. Yeah.
Pizza. I think what they call Greek pizza is
Right.
very popular in Haverhill.
Yep.
It's got a little thicker crust.
Yep. It's like in a pan.
Yeah,
Instead.
yeah. I like that. Yeah.
It's pretty popular.
But I could probably eat pizza for a main meal every day.
Yeah, it's all different though.
Yeah,
You could go to 4
right.
different places.
Yeah, right.
You could go to let's see, You could go to Spaziano's Pizza de Forno,
Right.
Lucky's, and
Uno's.
Uno's and the Hilldale Pizza.
yeah,
Like,
right.
and it's 4 different pizzas.
Yeah.
And then
you got beach pizza
Yep.
downtown.
Oh yeah.
So
it's
I mean,
variety is insane.
Yeah. So it's all called pizza though.
Right. All of it.
Yeah, but I guess the same thing's true with hamburgers.
Right.
Plus a sandwich. There's a million type of sandwiches.
Yeah.
It's the same
Yeah.
thing.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, there's a lot of food, and especially nobody thinks of how big the valley is. It's huge. Newburyport's part of it, which is like a huge
Okay.
restaurant. So
Yeah,
all the way down to
Newburyport
like
has great
Lowell.
restaurants, yeah.
Yep, it is really good. But Haverhill is kind of where it started. So it really is a lot of focus on Haverhill, even though it's called Merrimack Valley. But it's anywhere in the valley. It's really
Kind of
welcome.
centered in Haverhill.
Yep.
A lot of people.
Yeah, it's just because like when I started it, I'm from here and people kind of recognize me here, so it just kind of started and then started to branch out slowly.
So for anybody who just tuned in, we're talking to Jerry Schiavoni.
Schiavoni.
Why am I having a hard time? I
That's
look
all
at your name, I'm going, well, I know how to say
Yeah,
it.
you have a
I
hard
know-
time with
I
a
know-
lot
I-
of names.
But you know what? I look at I never spelt it probably. It's like my name. People see it, they can't say it. They can say it, but they can't spell it.
Paycheck.
Yeah, Macek. I used to get that when
Yeah.
when Banachek was on TV. Now
George
I'm
Papard.
dating myself.
Yeah.
But because that was Banachek ended in CDK.
Hey, talk about that. There's Denzel Washington, Equalizer 2. Saw it over the weekend.
Yeah.
It's a Boston-based movie. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Gotta go see Denzel. He's cool. When I grow up, I want to be just like Denzel.
I heard the new Spike Lee movie is fantastic too.
I haven't
Oh,
seen
it looks
that.
funny, yeah.
Yeah, it looks good, and it's true base. I like fact-based movies.
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Denzel is good. There's
Yeah.
a lot of
So
Boston
Denzel's is
scenes,
good,
Brant
yeah.
Rock, they have on it, and it's interesting. It's a
Yeah.
kind of a it's a spy type movie. But
Yeah,
it's
it's
So-
good. I thought it looked good.
So anyway, we're talking about Haverhill's first restaurant week, which is going to be a lot of places giving specials in the sense that they're specially priced low instead of specials that are
Right.
high, which is the norm. I
Right.
think that's become the norm. But it's a fancy dish usually a special. These are some of their great regular menu items
Right.
probably, or maybe something they're making special, but it's at a great deal.
Right, it's
too.
at a good price point.
Yeah.
It gets people out, gets people to try places that they wouldn't.
Right.
I mean, some people just don't want to go to a place like 110 Grill because it's maybe a little more on the expensive
And,
side.
and they
but-
can go on your website and see the whole list.
Yep. So Haverhill's Restaurant Week. .com is where all the information sits. If they go to mine, they can kind of get redirected there. But if Haverhill's Restaurant Week.com.
And the Greater Haverhill Chamber of Commerce must have it on their website.
Correct. Yep. And actually, there's no way I would have been able to do something of this volume without them. So hats off to
They do
all
a great
of the
job.
chamber
Yeah,
for
they
sure.
all
Yeah.
do. Yep. So let's hit some of the. No, your list has. I don't know. I mean, did you have the Hidden Pig?
Hidden Pig's on there.
Yeah, it
Is
should be on there. Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, but on your list,
I
you-
believe
don't know
so.
if you,
Didn't I?
But
Yeah, Hidden Pig.
Oh, okay, so you got them all.
Yep, $10
Because I
burger and
got
fries.
this list here. I'm going wow, but
Yeah, it's a lot
you
of
got
stuff.
like 3 or 4 pages. But
Right.
So some great things. The Hidden Pig is a $10 special for a burger and fries. But they
pretty
make
good deal, yeah.
But let me ask you, where
they
that
make
name came
big
from,
burgers.
the Hidden Pig?
Some of the burgers today because they got bacon. I think is in their meat in their with their Well, isn't that?
I don't think
that's
so.
what I heard,
I
that
actually
a lot
don't
of-
know what the name comes from.
a
Phil.
lot-
Maybe we can get Phil to call.
Maybe
if
get him
he-
to call
if
in,
you listen
or
to
somebody
Colin,
that
please call
knows,
about the
somebody that's been there and knows
hidden
why
pig.
why it's called the hidden pig. I thought it was because in their beef they put a little bit of
bacon.
I don't
bacon.
believe so, but a
No?
lot of their stuff is heavily set bacon. Like their Caesar salad is unbelievable.
Does it have bacon
It's
in
like
it?
does, yeah, and it has like the croutons. It's like
Yeah.
bacon fat croutons. It's really it's spectacular.
Well,
and then
maybe it's just that bacon shows up a lot.
everywhere. It's so good. The poutine, the same thing. It's like it's really out of this world.
The poutine is a heart attack waiting to happen.
Oh yeah.
You know, because it's funny that down here, because it's huge up in like Canada and northern New York. You know, it's the French fries with the gravy and the cheese, and it's got to be 1 billion calories in a little bowl.
In a bowl, yeah.
But it's good.
We did a burger week back in June, and Hidden Pig did a blueberry donut for a bun, or donut rather for a bun, and then a lamb burger.
Oh wow!
With pork belly. It was. I couldn't even believe how good it was.
I like lamb shish kebab.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Shish kebab's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we did the burger week, Copperhead made this monstrosity. It was like
Well, burgers
It's
today,
huge.
you got to squash them
Yep.
down or eat them like with a knife and fork.
Yeah,
Who
that's the new
comes up with
trend.
some of these food ideas, though? I mean, who's created all this stuff? I mean, it's somebody
the
just sit
chefs.
down and just
Yeah, oh,
take
yeah.
a look and say,
Yeah.
let's put this with this,
Yep.
and then give it to somebody and say, taste this. What does it taste like?
Yeah,
Is that how it's
that's
all
pretty
done?
much. I think it's pretty much it.
Wasn't Thousand Island dressing basically is the same thing as a Russian dressing, but they changed it a little bit? And some rich person in a hotel in New York, and the Thousand Island comes from, what's that area up by Minnesota someplace, the
I don't
land
know.
of 1,000 lakes or something like that? Or yeah, it had something to do with that. I was reading.
What was the deal with Russian dressing? Didn't that become
That was in
Thousand
the Mueller
Island?
investigation.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
The Thousand Island.
Yeah, because we had just had the war or something. This goes way back, but it's just something. Anyway,
Yeah.
you know what? The Hidden Pig is a new restaurant in Haverhill. They're doing well.
Yep, they're doing
Everybody
awesome.
seems to love it. And then the other one that's new is La Pizza del Forno,
it's really awesome.
and they're really good too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Angelo's awesome. He was
a
he
big
was at the photo
commitment to
shoot, too.
downtown Haverhill.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever been there too. The windows. Have you
Yeah,
seen the windows?
yeah, in
Super
the
North
front.
End kind of feel
Yeah.
to it. It's really nice.
You got to check it out. People should check that place out.
Yep.
What do the windows look like?
They're probably, I'd say, 6 to 8 feet tall, and they fold out like accordions. So
Oh,
they
really?
like crank, and they all fold out, so it gives you like the feeling of kind of being outside.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like
Yep.
the North End.
Yeah.
It's
There's
really
a street
nice.
in Montreal that's the same way. It reminds me of New Orleans, or New Orleans, as you'd say, Billy, because you got no class, but
Oh
yeah,
my
New Orleans. And it's fantastic. But any
I don't know why I put
restaurant
up
that
with it.
opens
Yeah, I don't
up
know
like
what's-
that is great. Excuse me?
I don't know why I
Nothing.
put up. Why do I put up with you? You know,
Because I'm free.
Oh man,
well, you're not working for
it
me.
gets you free stuff.
Yeah,
Really
Well,
aggressively.
that's why you want free everything, right?
Free.
Yeah.
It's the most powerful marketing word in America, Billy. Free. Just
Right.
remember that.
Free.
So these, there's some
Well, that's
tremendous
why you know what.
restaurants.
That's why I hate to switch topics to my position as a city councilor. I'm the guy that has always wanted free parking because I think it's a calling card to downtown.
It is.
Come to downtown Haverhill, do your shopping and see our restaurants and free parking. You know, people will go a little bit out of town, and I know people have told me this because the parking they don't want to pay to park to go eat. They can go
Yeah.
someplace else in Haverhill, maybe, but it actually hurts. I think our downtown. I know it's about traffic. Oh, we got to make sure that people park in the right place and they're not blocking the streets for the whole day. We can do all that with signs. They do it in Newburyport with signs on the streets.
Right.
You
Well, why don't they put
just
something like
sign
2 hours,
enforce,
2 hour
but you
free
need
parking?
you need to have enforcement.
Well, you can have that
Well,
sometime.
well, that's the thing that we've always lacked. Is
Well, I mean,
is good
Massachusetts
enforcement.
just had the tax-free weekend. Maybe they should do something in Haverhill. Free parking days or something to that effect.
Well, we do it a little bit around the Christmas holiday.
So nice of
So,
you, Billy.
well,
It's people's, the Christmas spirit.
That's it. Yeah, actually, I have to give credit to Mayor Ferrantini that
Billy,
he
this
came up
it's
with
break time.
that. It is.
Yes.
Wow.
See, we're
time
talking about
flies when
food
you're having
and you
fun.
just
Yeah,
losing
this-
track.
This is it. This is the new open mic show heard every Monday night on WHAV 97.9 FM.
Open mic.
Bill Macek and the new open mic will be right back. Get in on the action. Call 978-374-1900. If you're enjoying this program, consider becoming a WHAV member right now. Just click on the membership tab at WHAV.net.
For more in-depth coverage of the news, visit WHAV's website at WHAV.net.
Catch the wave.
Melinda's Garden Moments help gardeners create and maintain a healthy, beautiful garden with ease, inside or out and all year long. This is Melinda Myers, inviting you to tune in every weekday morning, right here on WHAV. You'll learn creative ways to grow your own vegetables and herbs while beautifying your landscape. Eco-friendly lawn care, flower garden design basics, unique container gardens, attracting birds and butterflies to the landscape, and much more. Again, please join me weekday mornings for Melinda's Garden Moment for a very environmentally friendly approach to gardening. Remember, only local radio can bring you this feature opportunity, but only WHAV does.
WHAV Open Mic.
From the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, 97.9 WHAV FM presents the new Open Mic Show with Bill Macek. Make your voice heard. Call 978-374-1900. That's 978-374-1900.
Okay, we're back on the Open Mic Show, 7:49 right now, and our guest this hour is Gerald Schiavoni, and he runs a website which is called
Merrimack Valley Eats.
Merrimack Valley Eats.
It's more of a Facebook group
and it's
than anything.
Is it .com?
But .org.
Or just .org.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you can get to the Facebook kind of group from there.
And go to Facebook.
Yep.
They could also probably search you on Facebook.
Yeah. You can probably Google it too. It comes up.
Yeah, it's so easy to find different paths, today.
Yep. Super interactive too.
And you've got over 8,000 people that comment and
anybody can post in it.
Give good ideas.
Yeah, I've within minutes. If you say, "Hey, I'm looking for a place in Newburyport,"
can I go on and say, "Where can I find a good banana split?"
Yep. And people will argue about it too. Always, pretty much, I'd say 99% of the time.
Yeah.
But you'll get a good perspective at least.
Yeah.
And you can say, you can put out a poll. You can say, "What's the best?" Which I've done in the past.
That's good.
So people will respond. So if I ask that question,
yeah,
you'll have a bunch of people saying go here or go there, and
you can ask, what do you like?
So
about
Billy,
that
if you
place?
got a response of 4 different places, would you go to all 4?
I might have to.
Yeah,
just to
it's
test
kind of
to
required.
be sure who was right.
Yeah,
yeah,
that would be fun.
It's called market research. That's what I call it when I go
it.
to all these places.
That's it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Now this starts on the 16th.
When I was in the nightclub business way back when,
I'm talking here.
Wow. I'm following along the same path of what we're talking about. We used to take money out of the register for competition check. We'd go to other places, similar nightclubs to see how busy they were and what was going on.
Do you ever remember the group called the Techniques?
I didn't take the money. I was actually a part owner, but also the other, my partner, he also knew about it.
Was it a big cash business?
Well, what do you think? Back then?
Was all of it reported?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever remember the group called the Techniques? They were from the Dorchester area. They used to play down at BC
Sounds
High.
familiar,
Yeah,
but,
I was talking to one of the guitar players a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah?
A fellow named Jimmy Moscow lives up in New Hampshire now. And I remember...
What does that have to do with what we're talking
about? You were talking about music. You were just talking about your club.
I was talking about, but that related to what the topic we were talking about.
Well, no, I was
before.
talking about something else before I was rudely interrupted by you.
Go ahead.
No, it's your show.
No.
Next week, it's the new improved open mic
That's
show
right,
with Bill
'cause
Ellis.
I'll be away. But anyway, go ahead, Bill.
No, but I thought that
the mic, the floor is yours.
And the microphone. Thank you very much.
Yes, Mr. President.
Yes. So anyway,
did you pay for that microphone?
I did pay for this microphone.
No, I think Tim did actually.
No, you know what? Getting back to what we were talking about with Tim with the old shows, I love those old shows. When I was a kid, my father had, remember 78s?
Yes.
Records?
Yes.
And it used to have the old Amos and Andy and Fibber McGee and Molly, and there was a lot of fun stuff
The
back
Shadow.
then. Only the Shadow knows. What the heck is that?
What happened?
Chris just fell asleep and hit the button.
But anyways, so you can go on there and people will comment whatever you're looking for. So how do these people know? Are they just waiting in the wings, ready to respond, or how does that happen?
I think people are just on Facebook and they like to be involved with things, so they kind of put their perspective out there. and it's fun. I mean, it's exciting to kind of talk to people about food. I think
That's why they
everybody
call it
likes it.
social media.
Right.
I understand it, but Billy, you're on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Do you wait to have somebody comment about a hot fudge sundae, then say, I'm just going to jump right on and do it?
Well, but there are a few sites. One in particular is a neighborhood site that I see, and I'm on, and people ask, where can I find a good roofer, or where can I find a good plumber, and
they do that on Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really? Yeah.
I haven't seen
the
that.
engagement's high, and I would say if you put up a post now, you get a response within 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, people are they're giving you honest answers who they believe would do the good job.
Right.
I've seen these websites on Facebook where you can sell stuff,
and they do the same thing with food.
Yeah.
Why not? I got
You can do most
I got a
anything.
great burger at the Hidden Pig, and they want to let people know.
Yeah.
They're
Does Facebook do dating also? Remember we were talking about the dating show? Do they do dating sites also on Facebook?
I don't know.
Zeus or something like that?
I would not.
I don't think on Facebook
Be
they do.
checking for that, but I don't think so.
Okay.
But
well, it's another option than Facebook.
Yeah.
Well,
but they
that's
tell
what I'll
me
do
that
next.
the popularity of Facebook is dropping.
is losing.
I've heard that.
Yeah, because the millennials are going over to
InstaChat or chat?
Instagram, Snapchat?
Snapchat or something
I
like
like
that.
Instachat. That's
Yeah,
a good one.
But it doesn't really hurt Facebook because they also own
Right.
Instagram.
They got it
it's all
covered
own-
then.
It's all owned. Yeah. So
That's true. Yeah, they do own.
Yeah.
So what's it called? Snapchat?
Snapchat's one. Snapchat is a thing.
That's the latest.
Instagram.
I mean,
Instagram's
I guess
the other
Twitter's okay too.
Yeah.
Twitter. The Donald does the Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Right. I
Wow.
that's
So
right.
did you do Twitter, Billy? You do
I have
any
a
other-
Twitter account. Yeah. Being a public official, I try to kind of be available and to be there wherever people are, whatever I like to be involved and take care of people.
You know what would be nice, though? If you had a special, maybe 10, 15-minute show every week, the Fireside Chat with Bill Macek.
Maybe we can get Tim to build a little fireplace behind
That
us.
would be very
and we
nice.
could do it right here.
Crackle. You hear the crackling in the background.
Maybe I can get one of those cardboard ones around Christmas when the department
That
stores
would be nice.
start selling them. Yeah.
Now, do you know who started the Fireside Chat?
I do not.
He's a kid. It was Roosevelt, Franklin Roosevelt.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
sorry.
But
I didn't
people
know
would
that.
stand, they called it the Fireside Chat because the radio would be in the living room and people would pony up to it and they have to listen to, December 7th, 1941 is a day that will live in infamy. Sound like him, Billy?
Yeah, just
Pretty
like
good.
Yeah,
Just
pretty
like
good.
that,
Yeah.
yeah. That was World War II.
I know.
by the way.
I like the new.
I am young, but
have you
I
seen
do
the
read.
new commercial with Alexander Graham Bell?
I've not.
Answering the phone. Ho,
Yeah.
ho, ho.
Yeah.
Alexander Graham Bell. Yeah. He's in a theater.
That's pretty
He's
cool.
disturbing the.
Yeah.
So instead of saying hello, he says
Oh,
ho, ho, ho.
No, it's ahoy. The first
Hoy,
greetings-
hoy. That's what it is.
It was
Hoy.
ahoy.
Not ahoy.
It was ahoy. H-A-H-O-Y.
But
Ahoy.
He's. I'll have to listen close.
Well,
then.
Google it.
I thought it was. He says hoy hoy.
No, it's
Ahoy?
You Google it, and the
No.
first greeting was not hello,
It
it was
might have
ahoy.
been, but this is a
Billy,
commercial.
I'm telling you what it is. I just was talking about this last
They
week.
didn't want to get into an infringement. And
Well, the first phone call actually was made. It was in Boston, and it was Alexander Graham Bell calling in the next room to his assistant because he had spilled and he called him looking for help.
who spilled?
Alexander Graham Bell.
spilled acid on
that's
his
an
hand?
interesting story. Is
Yeah.
that true?
It's true. Google it. Well, I don't tell lies on this
we're
show,
on the
Billy.
radio. We can't just. Let me start Googling stuff on my cell phone.
You do it all the time.
I do not. You do. Who's got the cell phone out? Mine's not even.
Yeah, but I have popularity. People are calling me, Billy. It's like when Dan Koh. I
Yeah.
mean, how many times his phone rang while we were having this interview?
Wow. You know what? We got to talk a little more about the reason that Jerry took his
Yep,
time
restaurant week.
tonight.
Yes.
Restaurant week. Let's kind of, for the people that may have missed the beginning, let's talk a little bit more about Haverhill's first restaurant.
Yep.
When it is, what it is, and why people should get involved.
So it's the 17th to the 25th, and honestly, it's going to be a ton of. I think it's going to be fun. I like going out to different places that I haven't tried before. I haven't tried actually all of these, to be honest with you. So it'll be cool to, and then it gets people to go. I mean, these specials are really well priced, so they get people to go.
Yeah.
Where they kind of haven't gone before.
Right.
Which is pretty great, I think. Aside from that, I mean, I don't. At this point, it'd be hard for somebody to get involved if they wanted to, if like another venue wanted to. But we could probably make that happen. But
Yeah, well, but still, you have dozens of
dozens, yeah.
venues that are participating.
Yep.
They can find them on your website, which is
Haverhill's Restaurant Week.
Okay, just go.
Yep,
but
.com.
But if they want to get involved with you,
Merrimack Valley Eats.
Merrimack Valley Eats. Okay,
Yes.
that's it.
Yep.
All right. Well, it looks like a winner to me.
I think it's going to be
I don't
great.
know how it can be not a growing annual event.
Right. Everybody loves
Haverhill.
food, and even if like a venue would be skeptical this year, if they'll see the value in it, and then next year it's going to be even bigger.
Absolutely.
Yep. And then maybe we'll change the week. Who knows?
And you got the Greater Haverhill Chamber behind it.
Yep, they're
all?
behind it. There's no way. Like I said this earlier. There's no way I could have done it. And Hillary was specifically the driving force, like getting the emails together, getting everybody together, and she's a lot more go-getter than I am. Like I said before, I'm pretty soft when it comes to stuff, and she kind of gets it done.
You kind of planted the seed.
Yep.
And she made it sprout and grow.
Yeah. It was. They did a really good job with it, and with Ben, really pulled together the commercial, which is available also.
Okay.
If you go
Tremendous variety of restaurants listed
Really?
there.
Yeah.
There it is.
Why don't you want to read through them one more time where
Yep.
people can go and get good value specials that are lower priced than normal.
Yep, so it's 110 Grill, Sweet Affair, A1 Deli, Barking Dog Ale House, Battlegrounds Coffee Company, Bradford Place Cafe, Cafe Giraffes, Carter's Ice Cream, Casablanca Mexican Restaurant, Hard Body Meals, Keon's 105 Bistro, Kruger Flatbread, La Pizza di Forno, Maria's Family Restaurant, Olivia's Restaurant, Papa's Cafe and Bakery, Steampunk Station, Stuff, The Hidden Pig, The Peddler's Daughter, Uno's Pizza and Grill, Wang's Table, and Wicked Big Cafe.
Okay, and the specials are happening starting on the 17th.
Starting on the 17th,
and
correct.
going through the 26th.
26th. Right, yeah, sorry, the 26th. I think I said the 25th.
Yeah, I think it goes. Well, I think that's what I read. The
Yep.
26th, right?
Yeah.
So
we wanted to make it for the 2 weekends.
So
Yep.
it's a great event, and all people participating are doing all 10 days, right?
Right.
So nobody's going to get surprised because you missed the specials.
Right.
As long as it's between those
days and it's on. Yep.
That's great. So
yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Haverhill Restaurant Week.
Yep.
Created by Mr. Schiavoni here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Are you going to trademark this or no? You going?
No, I'm not going to trademark it. It's the Chambers thing. I just wanted to facilitate, get people hyped up about it. So that was my job was the food. Their job was like pretty much everything else, which
That's
is
great.
I couldn't have done it without them.
Delicious idea.
That's going to be cool.
And that's going to wrap it up for us. So
Yep.
we're out of time. Thank you for coming in.
Perfect.
And enjoy the special food prices.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Coming up in Haverhill for Haverhill's First Restaurant Week. And the show comes back next Monday night, 6 to 8, with Bill Ellis as the host. of the open mic show.
You will be on.
I'll be listening, but I won't be here.
You'll be home listening, and you'll be cuddled up in your rocking chair.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. All right, we gotta go.
All right.
Au revoir.
All right.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Open mic.
Join Bill Macek live on the again next Monday night at 6. The opinions expressed on the Open Mic Show are not necessarily those of 97.9 WHAV FM, its underwriters, or affiliated stations. The Open Mic Show came to you from the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom.